Hello and welcome, my name's Saffron, and you may remember that way back in October we did a series of how to do EFT videos on the channel, and you can go back and catch up on all of those anytime you like. They're on a special playlist and it might be called How to Do EFT. Today we are continuing that series with some instructions on the 9 Gamut procedure. So the 9 Gamut procedure is something that used to be used within the full protocol of EFT, and it was dropped because we didn't really need it so much and we found that we were getting just as good results without it. But sometimes if you get to a point where you're feeling stuck and your number, often it's if your number has come down from something quite high to around about a 2 or a 3 and you can't get it any lower but you really want to, the 9 Gamut procedure can be good for that. It can also be just a nice calming technique. It can help things to clear a little bit more. It involves eye movements, it involves tapping on a certain point, it involves engaging the creative and logical sides of your brain. So there's lots of different elements to it. So let's get started. So with the 9 Gamut point, we're tapping here. So we're between our little finger and our ring finger knuckle, about 1 inch down. So this is the only point that we tap during the 9 Gamut procedure, and we tap this the whole time. And we begin with some eye movements. So we start with our eyes closed. Then we open our eyes, close them again, open them again. And then we bring our eyes down and hard to the right, and then back to centre, and then the same to the left and back to centre. And then we bring our eyes all the way around in a circle, so like rolling your eyes one way and then the other way. It's quite tricky to do. I'm not sure how well I did that or how well that came off on camera, but if it feels like you're rolling your eyes all the way around one way and the other way, then you're doing it. And then we can do the left and the right again. Down to the left and down and to the right. And that's our eye movements done. Next, we sing a short tune, so just for about 5 seconds. Lots of people use Happy Birthday for this, and I don't, because it's not that rare to have trauma memories associated with Happy Birthday. So pick something fairly neutral. Let's do Old MacDonald Had a Farm. So that's about as much humming as you need to do. It's not for a long time. And then we're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter how slow or fast you do that. And then we hum again. And then back to the eye movements. Down and to the left, to the centre, down and to the right, to the centre, all the way around in a circle, all the way back round in a circle. And that's it. That's the 9 Gamut procedure. So the place where that was usually used in EFT tapping was in between 2 rounds. So you would do a full round of tapping with the words repeating back, then you would do the 9 Gamut procedure, then you would do another full round of tapping, and then you would rate your SUDs number again. You can find out about SUDs numbers in one of our previous EFT how-to videos, but briefly, SUDs means subjective units of distress, and it's the number that we use to measure how strongly we feel about something before and after our tapping rounds. So you can try that with the 9 Gamut procedure and see whether that has any effect. I'd be really interested to see whether it's effective for you, whether it makes a big difference or a small difference, whether you find it useful on its own or whether you find it useful in combination with your tapping, whether you've used it as a practitioner or whether you've just learnt it and then never gone back to it. I must admit it's pretty rare that I use it because I haven't really needed it. I haven't sort of had that stuckness, but it is really useful to know. It's just another tool that we can use, and it's good to know that we've got it. So let me know how you feel about it, whether you think you'll use it, whether you have used it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!